Hello YouTube, it's Ian here with Hobbies and Man once again, and today we're going to be doing another Kaiju number 8 chapter review. Today we're looking at chapter 75, which picks up right after the end of the last one, and sadly this one actually is not the Kafka introduction, it's actually the Mina reintroduction, so I'm very excited about that. But first, news segment-wise, I don't think we have any, or at least I haven't heard of any Kaiju number 8 news in a while, but if there are, and you know them, please let me know down in the comments. In terms of the recap, there really isn't too much to say. I mean, last chapter, chapter 74, is mostly just Hoshina and number 10 arguing while they take down some kaiju and being really badass and really exciting and really fun. So there really isn't too much going on there that I can really expunge about, so I'm not going to. So let's get into the current chapter. So it starts off with Hoshina, getting rid of that last kaiju from last chapter. Then the girl with glasses, I forgot her name. I think she has some sort of like a mushroom name, but I can't remember her name. She says the runway is secure and that the terminal is the only place left. And then we switch over to the terminal where, there's a Defense Force group trying to get rid of all of the kaiju, but it's not really working. So, it's kind of a problem. But then they mention Hoshina, and they're like, man, it doesn't matter that kaiju are here. Hoshina is the real monster, which I think is pretty badass. It's pretty interesting. And as Hoshina is getting ready to continue to attack, number 10 is like, okay, it's time to go kill the officers now. And so they have their little comedy, buddy cop routine where they're like, no, we got to do this. No, we got to do that. And they stop fighting and stuff like that. But it's kind of worth the effort because at 77% active power, they're almost the same or like as strong as Hoshina when he is fully activated in a normal suit. So there's a lot more power to go. And I think that this percentage isn't actually scaling linearly. I think it kind of scales exponentially. So 75% or 77% doesn't mean that 100% is going to be like 25 points more of power. I think it's going to be like significantly more, right? So I'm kind of curious to see how that works, and it'll be pretty interesting. So the girl with glasses says, the potential boost to his abilities is unimaginable. So I do think that is an exponential kind of increase. Then we get to another scene where they're reporting that the 3rd Division has managed to clear out the airport, and what's the other guy's name? Narumi is kind of contemplating the fact that Hoshina is going to be smug about it. And so they keep going in and trying to get, the civilians evacuated. And then there's these super giant class kaiju that show up. There's 6 of them. They all look like these weird, amphibian things with arms and giant tails. So it's kind of interesting. Shinonome is on the case, though. She's trying to do her best, but of course, she's not that powerful. So Kafka actually calls in, and he's like, come on, let me in. Put me in, boss. Put me in, coach. It's my time to shine. And, she says, no, you're not allowed to go yet because you need to engage number 9. And if we allow you to come out early, he's going to detect you, and then he's going to want to come out early as well. And we don't really want that because we need to neutralize all the other kaiju first, right? So she tells Kafka to stand down and stay where he is, and reminds him that he's important to neutralizing number 9. Eventually, the kaiju start trying to do something. It turns out it's about to do some sort of like ray thing, and it explodes, and Kafka's kind of trying to figure out a way where he can transform without, fucking up the plan. But actually Mina shows up at this point, which is really exciting. And actually, technically, she doesn't show up. She just has a giant railgun, and she shoots the giant railgun from really far away, about 22 kilometers, I think it's what it said, 20 kilometers. And she hits it straight on, and, the kaiju explodes since she's sitting at Tachikawa. And so, she got her own new weapon dedicated to the anti-giant class kaijus. It's called Kiranus, which if you've been reading Black Clover or a few other manga in recent years, the Kiranus, I think My Hero Academia also had like a thing called similar to that. is a lightning Greek word or lightning god in Greek mythology or something like that. And it's basically just, you know, the like a big powerful lightning attack. But it's actually more like, you know, just really powerful, what's it called? You know, a really powerful attack in general. So yeah, don't confuse it with Cernunnos. That's a different thing. That sounds very similar, but Cernunnos is like a god of the forest. So yeah, Cernunnos. It's really, really cool. I think it was Luck and Black Clover and the All Might lady that had it in My Hero Academia. She did this like thing where she like summoned the clouds and turned them into an attack, if I remember correctly. So that's cool. But Mina is at 94%, and she's ready to fire, and she continues to fire. And she basically takes out 2 supergiant kaiju like no one's business. And well, you know, the might of her power is of course badass. And it ends with her saying, load the next round. So yeah, really exciting introduction to Mina again. We're basically just getting reintroduced to all the characters now. And it's a pretty exciting kind of thing. But I am really looking forward to Kafka. So yeah, there really isn't too much else to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys.